Good morning, world. As always, we are living in a ball of confusion. Did you ever stop and wonder, while we're so preoccupied with the goings-on in Israel and the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, that something else could be going on in the world that they're keeping from us? While the news media is super focused on what's going on in the Middle East, what else is going on that they're keeping from us? This from an Australian news source.
Shervo, we know that the White House has told the Reuters news agency in the last hour or so that over the last couple of weeks, an increasing number of attacks have happened around US bases in both Syria and Iraq. They say they believe that the attacks have been Iranian-backed. They've involved rocket attacks and also drone attacks on US positions. And we also saw a quite extraordinary end to a press event from the president earlier.
I apologize. I have to go to the situation with another issue I have to deal with. Thank you.
So all this other stuff is going on while you're sitting there listening to me right now. And now the Republicans have a new Speaker of the House. And who is this guy and what's he all about?
Here's Hakeem Jeffries talking about Mike Johnson, the Republicans' new Speaker of the House.
That Mike Johnson is someone who, like Kevin McCarthy, like Steve Scalise, like Jim Jordan, voted to overturn the 2020 presidential election. That Mike Johnson, similar to all of those individuals, has a track record of trying to undermine Social Security and Medicare and end these incredibly important things that are connected to the fabric of our country and end them as we know it. That Mike Johnson, probably more so than almost any other member of the House Republican Conference, wants to criminalize abortion care and impose a nationwide ban. So later on today, we'll make clear that we will continue to forcefully push back against that extremism.
Now, wait a minute, don't get me wrong, because the Democrats have done just as many evil things as this. However, as a modern-day Republican, how do you defend things like this?
The Republicans blew a $2 trillion hole in the deficit with their tax cuts for the rich. Now they're sounding the alarm bells about how big the deficit is. Their solution, cutting Medicare, Social Security, so the rich can keep their tax cuts.
And of course, starting with the Republicans, people are blaming the president. But really, what can the president do in a situation like this?
I would like him to go to the people of the United States of America and say, people of the United States of America, your Congress is bought. Your Congress is incapable of making legislation on healthcare, banking, trade, or taxes, because if they do it, they will lose their political funding and they won't do it. But I'm the president of the United States, and I won't have a country that is run by a bought Congress. So I'm not going to work with a bought Congress and try to be Mr. Big Guy. I'm working with the bought Congress. I'm going to abandon the bought Congress like Teddy Roosevelt did, and I'm going to go to the people of the United States and I'm going to say, you've got a bought Congress. And until we get rid of the bought Congress, which is Jimmy Williams' constant point, which is get the money out of politics, and until a president says that's the problem and says he's going to fix it, there is no policy that I can possibly see, no matter how brilliant your idea may be, or your idea, or my idea, or her idea, or your idea at home. That idea will not happen as long as there's the capacity to basically fire a politician who disagrees with me by taking funding away from it.
For the richest country in the world not to have universal health care, for the richest country in the world not to have paid family leave, for the richest country in the world not to have tuition-free colleges, and for one reason only, because we have a corporate aristocracy where the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies, the big food companies, the big chemical companies, the big agricultural companies, the gun manufacturers, big oil and defense contractors own this country. And when you ask me what was different between now and 4 years ago, I think it's how many people have awakened on the left and on the right to the fact that we have basically a form of corporate tyranny in this country. The government should be protecting the people, not enabling these big corporate monopolies the way they are.
Holy crap, Marianne, I think you hit the nail right on the head. And what do you think is the solution to all that?
As long as we have profit-based healthcare system, as long as we have a profit-based, basically, journalism in this country, as long as we have profit-based foreign policy, then this situation is going to be sitting on top of us.
Oops, our time is up. But you could always find us online at thetruthin5.com. And if for some reason you didn't like something I said, here's your chance at telling me what you think. Because Town Talk Live is next. Call in right now and give your side. Until next time, be safe and Godspeed. I'm Ray. That's The Truth in 5.